Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Triple Threat Comics YouTube channel. I'm your host, Ian Miller. Tonight, we welcome back a very creative indie creator. Please welcome the very talented Laurie Calcaterra.
Very good. Hey, gold star. Hi, everybody. And thank you, Ian, for having me back on the show. I had such a blast last time. I was like, let's go back. So here we are, ready to talk
Yeah,
comics and nerd out.
yeah. And for those of you who don't know, Laurie is the creator of the Path of the Pale Rider series. She's
Yes,
got a Kickstarter going up 1 through 7.
correct. Yep. So 7 is the new one, the big one, the most exciting one. And then, of course, if you're new to Path, you can always do that catch up tier. I make it pretty easy for people to kind of fine tune what they're looking for between the tiers and then the add-ons. So it's just whatever you're looking for, we can put it together for you.
Excellent, excellent.
Mm-hmm.
For those who probably have not seen the previous episode and don't know too much about the series, why don't you tell them about it?
Sure. All right. So if you like things like Fallout, spaghetti westerns, Walking Dead with a little sprinkle of Cocaine Bear on top, that is what we are. It is a Western apocalypse comic book series where death is broken. So that means your body can die, but your soul doesn't leave your body upon death. So you're in it as you decay. But we're like I would call a zombie adjacent, Ian, because we don't have the flesh craving, brain eating zombies. We
Yeah,
have just people, but as their brain rots, they can become forgetful or violent or detached. It hits everybody differently. And it's people, animals, insects, fish, like death is broken. There is no bullet to the brain. You can feel pain once you're undead. It's a pretty wild place in this world, and things devolve back to the Wild West, hence the Western. And we're following this cowboy through the wasteland as he tries to figure out what the heck happened, and he's trying to put the world back to the way it was. So,
yeah, it very much has that Clayswood, that no name stranger aspect to it, if you think about it, because as you just said earlier,
yeah, it'll definitely make you think. It's one of those, like, if you start looking into the things like, how is it named? Path of the Pale Rider. Pale Rider is a Western movie with Clint Eastwood in it, right? But
yeah,
even that movie alludes to the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse. So the fourth horseman is he who rides upon a pale horse, and his name is Death, and hell follows him. So again, we have these ties to a bunch of different things. And so when you're reading this, you're gonna see westerns, you're gonna see dystopian futures, you're gonna see some sci-fi, you're gonna see like Fallout where they're piecing their suits together and hodgepodge of things. You're gonna see different factions, the living versus the undead, and the government overstep, and it's a wild ride. And I love issue 7, Ian. It is my favorite in the first arc of 12, and it kind of like pulls the shade back on how terrible this world is, because you've been getting snippets and it's like, wow, this is a crazy place, and we've been building to this, and this will blow you away. It'll blow you away.
I'm very excited, folks. I actually had the opportunity to read the earlier issues because Laurie was so gracious enough to share with me. It is a phenomenal series. First of all, I had to thank you for that
Oh,
because
thank you.
the writing is sharp. The writing is it's so great, so great. What also struck me was interesting was it also reminds me a little bit of Stephen King's The Stand in a way.
Ooh, I love that book. The TV show, not so much, or the movie, but the book was fabulous. But yeah, I
Yeah,
can kind of see where you're coming from like that, where it's like something decimates the human, species. It's a wasteland at this point. We're following this lone character as he tries to put the world back together. And yeah, I've never heard that comparison before. I have been compared to the Dark Tower series, You
Yeah.
know, with the Man in Black and the Gunslinger, like we get that a lot. Of course, usually people read issue 1 and are like, "Oh, it's Rick from Walking Dead," and I was like, I can see where you grasp onto that, but I'm like, but it's so different. Keep reading, you know?
Yeah.
And so, but that's awesome. Like, that's a huge compliment. Thank you. The Stand is fabulous.
Well, yeah, it's one of my favorite books, and I actually prefer the '94 television miniseries as opposed to the 2021.
Yeah, that one wasn't good at all, was it?
No, 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 no.
I
It
think I
was
tried to watch
re-edited.
it.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
I couldn't because it was re-edited in such a way it was I don't recognize it, so I was like, go back to the '94 one.
Yeah.
That was good. That was good.
Gosh, why do they mess with his movies so much? Like,
I don't
again,
know. I
it's the
don't
same
know.
thing where it's like reboot and rehash and prequel and sequel and just leave it alone. Do something new,
Yeah, like come to
right?
indie creators. Yeah, like
Yeah,
come to
come to
us.
us. We are passionate. We
We
have
could
great
deliver.
ideas. Right.
We'll deliver. We'll deliver.
You and me both. We're
Yeah,
there. Like, come
yeah,
talk to us. We'll make some really good series.
absolutely. So this is obviously you just said this is 12 issues. So is this going to be extended beyond that,
Well,
or is it just one story arc?
when I wrote this, I wrote it as a screenplay. I don't know if did we talk about my origin story where I
Yes, we
actually
did.
was okay because I was in production, but I was choreographing stunts and doing stunts
Mm.
like martial arts and knife fights and falling down and doing wall runs and all that crazy stuff. And so the production company I was with in Detroit, they're fabulous. They're called Coattail Collective. They were the ones that were like, you should write, okay? And so that's how I kind of got into it. Where was I going with this? What was the question?
I said, is this going to be one story arc? Or this is going to be
Oh
beyond.
yeah. And so when I wrote it as a full length movie. And so this first arc of 12 was complete in 2019. I started in 2018 and I kind of poked it and prodded it, but it was done in 2019, which is important, people, for when you read it and you relive COVID and you relive some things that are, it's not my fault. I didn't do it. But it was written prior to 2020. Just keep that in mind. So,
Yeah.
but there are 3 arcs. So I planned for a trilogy of movies, and the first 2 are done, and I'm working on the 3rd one. So, it all in all, it just depends on how our audience grows because this time I could afford to do 24-page issues, right?
Yeah.
But when we get to the second arc, it could change where maybe instead of 24 pages, I'm doing 48 pages. And again, it's still the same story, but we could just get it out a little faster should the audience show up to help support. And that's the hard part. You got to build your audience. So, but again, I'm having fun. I love doing this. You can see that by all the shenanigans that we do, in the Kickstarter and the riddles and the short films and just the silly stuff that we do, the slice and dice. So if we do 12 and 12 and end up at 36 issues where we end, I'm happy. I can die happy.
All right. All right. Well,
Run me over with a bus as soon as we write down the ending. There you go. No, don't do that.
No, absolutely not. No, but this is a great answer. Yeah. Going back to choreographing for a second, I have to talk to you at some point about choreographing some fight
Really?
moves for my series. Yeah.
Yes. I love talking fights. Except for they're hard to put on paper, and you know this, I'm sure.
Yes, I know.
It's like you write this very elaborate fight scene, and I learned this my very second issue where it was like I have this big elaborate sequence planned, and my artist was like, "Pick 2 moves, dude, because not all this can fit on the page." And I was like, "What? No, like." I'm gonna do the fight. He was like, how many pages is this book? I'm like, 24. He's like, we don't have enough pages to do this fight. Like, right? So it's like you got to be more concise and do what you can.
Yeah, been there, done that. I just have to pick out signature moves,
Yes.
because obviously I'm an artist first. I can choreograph it, in such a way so when I write it, it's like, okay, this is how I'm picturing it in my mind.
Yes. And then you have to go look for like reference pictures, what this stuff looks like. And With action, you want certain angles, and you know what I mean? Like, you want it to look cinematic. And so um, you just gotta do some research. But that
Yeah.
was the fun part about the fight scene that we had in issue 2 is I was teaching martial arts at a school here in Prosper, Texas. And I went in, and one of the other teachers, we filmed it.
All
And so
right.
the bar fight, we actually did the bar fight, and then I sent it to my artist, and I was like, "Here's your reference." He was like, "You're crazy." He was like, "Oh, this is fun for me." Like, I fall
Well,
down.
because you can physically figure out, where the punches need to go, where the kicks need to go, how the body should move in such a way.
Right. But then, and I'm also describing it in technical terms, like he backhand speed punches and parries this, and he's just
Yeah.
like, "I don't know what this means, Laurie." And I was like, "Let me show you." You know, it's so much more
Yeah.
helpful if you can see it as an artist. So,
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because again, it is also a visual medium. So yeah.
mhm.
So I'm very excited. 83 backers.
Currently at 83 backers, right?
Yeah, and you're fully funded.
Yeah, we funded, I want to say on day 3.
Mhm.
Because we launched on Friday, Saturday, it was Sunday night that we funded. And so it's I I host a podcast every week. And on Tuesday, today's Tuesday, I cried on my podcast just because I'm blown away by the amount of support from the fans, from my artist team, Gilbert Perez and Matt Chambers. Gilbert does the pencils and inks, and he has done such a great job since he came on issue 5. And he came on, and I was just like, I want you to read the script about where the script is going, because he had been reading Path, and then my first artist got too busy, and so I had to shift gears. So I went to Gilbert, who had done some work for Path. He did a pinup, and I was just like, I want to offer you this, but I want you to read where we're going. And so, like, this is the big moment. And I was just like, and this is going to be your baby. And I'm so excited that we get to do it together. Right. And he was just blown away by what's coming. So when he came on, he knew what he was getting himself into. But for this issue, especially, Gilbert is so important because he's able to convey the emotion and the action. And it's like how you're going to connect with Jude St. Clair and all the chaos that he's about to be thrown into. There's very little dialogue in issue 7, which is different because usually we're pretty even. You walk into the story where we left off last time. You see Jude St. Clair trying to tackle what he was working on last time. You know what I mean? So you get some
Yeah.
dialogue, you get action, you get a new cliffhanger, and then we're on to the next one, right? So there's always a good flow and character development. Last issue, there was a lot of dialogue because we were setting up what's happening here. And so this one, typically my scripts when I write, Ian, are about 14 pages between dialogue and action to get us through all 24 pages. This script was 7 pages. There's no talking. We're just going to blow shit up. Excuse my French.
I didn't know you spoke French. I had no idea. I mean, we had like conversation in French, and I believe it.
But it's one of those really big moments, and I honestly think that when people read this issue, they're going to look at us different because of how big it is. People are going to be talking about it for sure. So.
Well, that's the type of issue that you want to deliver. Something that's going to be a conversation pieces among comp fans, even in conventions. Did you read the latest issue of Path to the?
Did you see what
writer?
she did? Yeah.
Can you believe that stuff happened? Yeah.
Yeah. Like, did you read it yet? Because I need to talk to you about it.
Yeah.
It's one of those. In fact, if you guys go to the Kickstarter, if you scroll slightly down, there is a video, and I let 5 people, just a small group, handful of people, read the script. Nah, they didn't get the whole script. They got probably about half. And so they know what Jude is walking into. And I said, if you're interested in reading, of course, they're all like, gimme, right? Because they want to know. But I was just like, in return, could you give me a spoiler-free reaction to the portion that you read? And so if you guys don't believe the hype, go listen to what these handful, and I didn't pay him money. Like, this isn't, I didn't pay them anything. This is all just their honest reaction to reading the script, not even seeing the art.
Oh man.
So that'll tell you everything.
Well, I think on that subject, why don't we just take a look at the Kickstarter?
Oh, sure, we can. Do you want to put it up, or do you want me to put it up, or what would you like to do?
It's all right. It's all right. I got.
Amazing. The man is prepared.
Oh my god. Let's give it a second. Here we go.
Ta-da!
Okay, 16 days to go. Very nice.
Yeah, we just did a 3-week campaign, so 21 days total. It's hard.
Ooh.
And you've done Kickstarter before, or this new one, the one that you're planning, will that be your first one, or where are we in your journey?
This will actually be my first official one. I've actually been part of the Kickstarter campaigns before as an artist.
Gotcha.
So this will be the first one I'm actually running. So yeah.
Gotcha. Well, there is this lovely part of the campaign called the plateau. So you get a lot of backers in the beginning, and you get a lot of backers at the end, and then they kind of trickle in during the middle, and sometimes you get none. And that, my friends, is called the plateau, where you are flat. And I find that if it's a 3-week campaign, the middle week is flat. If you run a 4-week campaign, the middle 2 weeks are flat. You know what I mean? Where there's just little growth. And so my solution is just have less plateau. I anticipate that we're going to hit around the same number as we did last time. Hopefully we can do a little more, because I have some more goodies up my sleeves this time around. But again, it's just, we'll see what happens. We're already funded, right? Hurrah.
Yeah. Okay. Wow, this is a great cover.
Gosh, Gilbert and Matt. Gilbert did the pencils and inks on this one, and then Matt Chambers did color it. Sometimes Gilbert will color it depending on the amount of time that he has. But he was working on a lot of cons. And so it was like, I need to do the cover. And then it was like, okay, onto the banner. And then, okay, onto the interior pages. So Matt Chambers stepped in and colored this. And it's fabulous. You got to look around in our covers, though, because Gilbert is always telling you things. He's telling you things.
Wow. There is a lot in here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yes,
boy.
sir. So that, of course, is our main cover. So if you get like the early bird special, or you get like the t-shirt tier, or the hot sauce tier, you're getting the A cover. And again, we just we have some description about what's happening. This is the video I'm talking about. That's Joe Salazar, who is the author of a zombie novel called The Dead Weight. She's very talented. So I had her. I had a TikTok influencer named Josh Booth. I had a couple that's from the Zombie Book Club podcast, who are so freaking funny, and they're hilarious. And then the last one that got a piece was Rook Murphy, and he is one half of the podcast Two Dimensions. And I've been going on that podcast since I started, and he's just like been reading the story, and he's one of those that will like go look for extra meaning, because that's what I want, right? So I knew he would eat this up. And so that's what this video is them reacting to what's coming. It's pretty cool.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah. I threw an elevator pitch in there. If you don't like to read words, you can watch a video instead.
That's fair enough.
Hey, man.
Wow.
Yeah, so here we are in issue 7. So again, in the past issues, we start in the apocalypse. You get to learn how the world works. You find out Jude St. Clair is looking for something or somebody, right? puts himself in a perilous situation so he can get more information. Issues 3 and 4, we flash back to the beginning, the day that Death went missing, right? And you get to see how everything kind of like falls apart and society crumbles. And ultimately, the moment where he was pushed out of the frying pan and into the fire, he's in the world and finds out it's way worse than what he thought it was. Issues 5 and 6, there's this person that Jude has been looking for. He finds this person, he gets some information, and this person is like, I can get you where you want to go, but you're not going to like the cost. And then in issue 6, he finds out what the cost is. And the cost is to break into the undead retirement community and find out what the hell is going on there, because it's not what it seems. So we are going in, guys. And they have this like cockamamie plan that they came up with in issue 6, and they needed like a living person to be the one to act it out. So Jude is kind of like, this is never going to work, you guys. And he's probably right. But he's going in anyway. You'll have to see what happens. But this is the cool part about Path, because Jude St. Clair could die. His body can die, and he can still continue being the protagonist in the story. Right?
That's a great twist. That's always a great twist. And
right.
Just saying that it's not the typical zombie bite, as you talked about. But yeah,
there's no bites here.
This is exciting. Yeah,
and it's not. Well, it could be a virus. There's a lot of conspiracy theories in this world. Like, is it spiritual? Like, did the rapture happen? Was it aliens? Was it government meddling? And there's you'll run into these different factions in this world. So there's cults. There's people that believe that nothing happened. They have these white picket fences where you go in and it looks like, nothing is wrong, but they're all just pretending it didn't happen. And then you have these other like Western communities that are like Fallout, where people they're gathering crap and they're duct taping it together and they're trying to survive. And it's both the living and the undead together. And so you're going to see a ton of stuff in this world. It's really cool. But that's a scary look for Jude St. Clair. I don't like it.
You don't like it. You're writing the thing. So you
I know. But it's like, this makes people uncomfortable, right? Because Jude is alive. So the cockamamie plan that the undead people came up with for him is that there's an injectable. And so he injects himself with this. It's a beta blocker to slow down his heart. So he gets one heartbeat a minute because he has to appear to be undead so he can get into the undead retirement community. So on one of those first pages, what you're seeing is one of the undead is like taping the antidote to his arm. And so his job is to go in, figure out what's going on, and then break back out so you can kind of like blow the whole thing open, right? Because if it's conspiracy theory, they're not going to believe the undead. People don't think they're trustworthy. So it needs to be a living person that says, I went in and I saw this, and these are the like either inhumane, what's going on is inhumane, or who knows what they're doing in there. Well, I do, but you don't, right? So it could be anything.
I have a suspicion.
Do you?
But
I've heard a lot of things what people think, and I'll tell you what, the people that got the script, none of them predicted what he was walking into.
Well, not what he's walking into. I can't predict that, no. But I have a suspicion about that antidote. But I'm not gonna say it.
Yeah, you'll see. You'll see, you guys. It's a crazy situation to the point where you really got to wonder if he's going to make it out. Mm-hmm.
Well, that's the rule for any writer. The best way to torture your audience is to torture your characters.
Oh God, poor Jude St. Clair. I torture him. Woo!
On a daily basis.
Poor guy. But I mean, like, I have a hat. Where is it? Well, in my mug. I don't have my mug here because I used it this morning in my podcast. But I have a hat that says, I drink the tears of my readers. Yep. Okay. I'll be drinking your tears. So I put a GIF in. So if people just want to kind of see some art, I just basically summed up, real quick, the last 6 issues, but you can see some of the art. Like this is Marco DeFio, who did the first 4 issues, and then you'll see when it switches over to Gilbert Perez, who picked up with issue 5. So Gilbert has done 5, 6, and now we're on 7. He'll do 8, and we're just going to continue moving forward. So, but you'll get a feel of just how crazy this world is.
Yeah, that's probably the way you did. Just you get snippets of each of the issues.
Yeah.
Don't reveal too much. You just enough to get the audience, interested. I hope you guys are clearly interested because, again, you don't want to miss out on the series.
No, and you definitely don't want to miss out on issue 7. It's one of those like I really don't want people to. I don't want this to get spoiled for people because this is such a big moment. And a lot of times I'll go on social media and be like, the PDF drops today. Do not spoil it because everybody's going to, and some people don't read it until they get the physical copy. So like, don't say anything about this one, please. You can go on the social media and be like, wow, please go read this so we can talk about it. And eventually I will talk about it and spoil it. Usually when we're running the Kickstarter for the next one, I'll go on podcasts and we'll talk about what went down in the previous issue. So you might hear some things that I have, in my mind about what I was doing in that scene. And you might catch, more information about what's happening. Like in some of these things that you're seeing, I could be like, oh, and this is because, and if like in this beginning of issue 6, they're both gagged. And Dwayne is trying to talk through his gag because he's just an idiot. But I know what he's saying in my head.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like at this point I could be like, oh, he's trying to tell them this. And it's like, it's actually really funny. If you knew what he was doing. Because he's just Dwayne is such a great character to write. He's this lovable drunk who has maybe knowledge about how the apocalypse started. And nobody believes him because he is the town drunk. But should you believe him? I don't know. He could be remembering things creatively. Because here's the thing, there's no TV anymore. And so in this town of Santa Claus in issue number 2, they buy him drinks so that way they are entertained with his stories.
Oh, man.
So again, it's like, can you believe anything this man says? You have to think about it.
Oh, man.
On to issue 7. I have some incredible variant covers this time.
Wow.
Yeah, this is William Russell. William Russell and I have been collaborating on our respective series since my issue 3 and his issue 4. So I've been writing for him on his creator-owned series, Psycho Sal. So I wrote issues 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then Chris Hayes wrote 1, 2, 3, and he's going to be finishing up on issue 9. And so it's like we do this awesome trade where it's like I write for him and I get covers for Path, and we're both happy. I have found so many great audience members through William, and I have sent people to read Psycho Sal. So it's like it's everybody wins because you get more good stories. And Laurie's writing it, and William's art, and you know what I mean? So everybody freaking wins, man. And this is gorgeous.
That's beautiful.
Dave Kemp is the colorist on this one. So William did the pencils and the inks, and Dave Kemp did the colors. And so it always turns out gorgeous when those guys pair up. Mm-hmm.
Fantastic.
This one, I have something coming with this one. Okay, so this is Wade Codling. And this was actually my idea in my head. Because the whole thing about the undead retirement community, if you've been reading the story, there's been propaganda fed to people about what this place is. And so I can just imagine in this world, like people are flipping through the TV and they see commercials for the undead retirement community where it's like flowers and white picket fences and family members. And it's like, you don't know if any of that's true. So I actually animated this. And so at some point during the campaign, I will be releasing the animation and like the TVs turn on and blink, and it's really cool. So Wade Codling has this really painterly style, and I thought it would fit this, and he just knocked it out of the park. So thank you, Wade.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Les Gardner. I would tell you the story behind this. Okay, so last campaign, issue 6. My show was on a network, and so there's other shows that happen on the network. And Les Gardner is an artist. He's obviously very talented, and he has a drawstream. And like something had happened with the technology, and I was passing messages back and forth to people to make sure that they were able to access their show on the network. And so I was talking with Les, who I haven't really interacted with before. And so we launched the Kickstarter for issue 6, and Les popped in to the studio, and I was like, Les, and it was like, nice to meet you, put a face to the name. And he was not aware really of our history or anything. And he was like, this looks really good, Laurie. I'm so impressed. He's like, in fact, if you surpass $5,000, I'll do a free cover for you. And I was like, okay, but wait, Les. I was like, because we've always broken $5,000. And so I'm like, I just want to make sure like you're really serious about doing that. Cause I because we're going to break it like tomorrow. Right. And Pops Van Zant, who runs our network, is like, Laurie, no, he already said it. Like, he was like, Les, that's great. That's awesome. Get started. And so I have this beautiful cover that I've had since we launched issue 6. So I've been waiting to release this. It's been a long time coming, but Les Gardner is incredibly talented. I think he did this cover in about 2 days, which boggles my mind.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. When you get an artist, to offer a cover for free to a series that he already likes or he or she likes, they're gonna do it in 2 days.
I guess
10 times out of 10.
He was just really excited about it. And I was like, oh, I would love to have a cover, because this is Lola Martinez, who is a bandita in our world. And even though she's smiling, like, she's terrible. If you're alive, one of the last people you want to run into is this smiling lady, because she will take away your heartbeat in a second. And not because she's mean, she just wants you to be on her side. Where she's like, you don't understand what I'm going through until you're undead. And so she'll kill you. And then you're part of her team. And then, of course, that is Sad Pancake, the undead dog that was an accident. Gilbert Perez was drawing a very intense scene and drew a puppy into it. I was like, why did you do that? I was like, you have to shoot that puppy now. And he's like, what? I was like, shoot the puppy.
Oh, God.
But then Sad Pancake was born, and people love him. So that was the best mistake we could have made. So I was like, look, we get Sad Pancake covers now because Gilbert drew a puppy where it didn't belong.
Well, there you go.
It's awesome. I think it's hilarious. This one, Terry Parr, so hot right now. Do you know who Terry Parr is?
I most certainly do, yes.
Yeah. He does Tomorrow Girl for Antarctic Press, and Gemini Force. And Terry and I are in the same kind of area. And so we'll end up at the same Comic-Con. So we interact a lot. And he's a super cool guy. He's super talented. He'll do the Texas State Fair all day and draw caricatures. And he's really good at it. And so like, he was like, do you want to read my series? I'm like, of course I want to read your series. So we exchanged issue 1s as people do, right? We exchanged stories. And I read his book, and he was like, give me your honest opinion. And I was like, well, I just want to know what you're trying to do here. And so he was like, well, I just want it to be fun and kind of sexy and, entertaining, like Saturday morning cartoons, but for adults. And I was like, okay, I see where you're going. And so we talked about, me writing for him. And so I wrote issue 2 of Gemini Force. And then in exchange, I got this beautiful lady. And I was like, just don't have any of her bits out, please. Like, you can allude, but I was like, we're not really, there's no spice in my book. So, You know what I mean? That would be misleading. But she's gorgeous. And she is undead, just so you guys are aware. It's the undead pulling down other undead, which tells you something about where we're going.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
Now this one I've seen a lot. This is one I've seen a lot.
Yeah. This one is gorgeous. This is Catherine Burkhart, who I met at a Comic-Con, and she, gosh, I think she and I are tuned into the same wavelength because I was set up and she was a little bit further down. We were at Texoma Comic-Con, and she's younger. She's in college. And
Yeah.
her dad was walking the floor, and he stopped in front of my booth, and he was like, oh my gosh. He's like, you and my daughter Catherine need to talk because she does Westerns with zombies. And I was like, really? You know? And she's super cool. Like, she's big into the Red Dead Redemption fandom.
Oh,
And her art, as you can see, is amazing. And so when she did this one, I was just blown away. I call it capitulate, which is a nickel word. You got to look it up and see what it means.
So
I'm
and you
blown
said
away.
she's in college. She's in college. Right?
Yes.
She's gonna have a very bright career in comics.
She's going to take the world by storm.
Absolutely.
It's just gorgeous. This turned out. I mean, we're actually doing some collaboration between myself and Edward Davis, who does Immortal Era. And if you back both of our campaigns physically, we're producing a 2-sided metal card, trading card, metal one. And this is the image that I chose to be on our side of the metal card. And then the other image is, of course, Immortal Era. So if you don't, have an opportunity to pick up the cover, you could back Immortal Era and get started in their series and still get, some goodies with this image on it. It's really cool.
Wow.
Yeah. And now I don't go through every single reward here. I just want to give you some highlights to know some of the cool things that we do. We have enough t-shirts at this point where you could wear a Path of the Pale Rider shirt every single day of the week.
Very nice.
Yeah. And I have them all, so it's great.
Oh, it's good.
Yep. We have a 2-cover combo. This is fun. And so if you have a hard time deciding on covers like I do, you could pick 2. Our typical package is $15, and you get the physical and the PDF for that $15. The 2-cover combo is $20. And so for $5 more, you get 2 physical copies plus the PDF. And of course, all the stretch goals and everything else that comes with it.
Oh, yeah.
Custom pops.
Oh.
We're adding a new pop every campaign. Here's all the ones that have been produced so far. That's Jimmy covered in blister beetles. It's hilarious. I can't talk about the one that's coming from this issue because it's actually from this issue. So these are a ton of fun. And the lady that's been getting the new pop is undefeated. She always shows up right when I launch to make sure that she gets the tier that gets the brand new pop. And there was one time she almost didn't. I thought she was going to show up at my house. I was like, she better get it. Because she knows where I live, and she'll be here like, excuse me, I need to talk to you about this custom pop. And I'll be like, okay. My goodness. Secret rewards. I've been doing secret rewards before Kickstarter caught on and knew it was cool. So I have shipped people, and this is cool because you have no idea what you're getting yourself into. This is from my warped mind. And so the price will go all over the place just depending on what I'm putting together for you. The very first one I put together, I don't even have a picture of it. It was a wooden box, which I built it myself, put antique hinges on it and everything. When you open the box, there was a glass bottle and it was sealed with wax. You take it out, and inside the bottle are ashes and bones.
Oh, that's right. You told me this.
Yeah, and there's a poem on the box that it's talking about how if you put a seashell to your ear, you can hear the sea. What do you hear when you put the bones of the damned to your ear? Do you hear the voices of what's left behind? Because there's no death, right? So it just makes you think. So that was the first, and I've done like 3D printed Big Jameses. I've built working discs. That's the contraption they wear that has their heartbeat on it. I've done shadow boxes. That's this one where it's like these come out and we can change the scene around. Yeah, I'm doing all sorts of stuff. This one, the one on this campaign is ridiculous and it is wearable. So that is all I'm going to say. If you back it, you will freaking laugh out loud when you open the box. Wooden covers, because we're cool like that. We don't have metal covers or foil covers. We're a Western. We got wooden covers. And these, there is no picture that can do these justice. It really doesn't. Here, hold on, I got one. So, like you can see, it's on the issue. It's not, it's part of it. And so this is issue 6, but I have already cut some of them for issue 7. And so these are gorgeous.
That's incredible. Wow.
I stained, like you can see the difference roughly, but this one is stained. Like I clean it up and I stain it, and then there's a clear poly on it, so these won't, deteriorate. But they're absolutely gorgeous, and if you get one of these, you will not regret it. So
that looks great. They came out great.
Yeah, like this one, I was like, this one was made for this. When he did
absolutely.
The book, it's like the bones. You can feel the bones. Oh God, it's so cool. I'm such a big nerd. Sorry.
That's all right. It's all right. It's encouraged. We were nerds before it was cool to be nerds.
Yeah, right. Nerd, and I was like, it's okay. Oh, so William Russell and I, like I said, we've been collaborating since issue 3. So I have variant covers, of course, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, but I didn't get variant covers for him for issues 1 and 2. So guess what? We're going back and we're doing limited re-releases of issues 1 and 2 with a William Russell cover. And so if you're a fan of his and you're a fan of mine, these are going to be cool. You can have a whole, he calls himself the Angry Artist. You can have an Angry Artist collection of Path of the Pale Rider. And so we have this Big James cover of issue 1 that it's in the add-ons, so you can just grab a copy should you choose, but these are gorgeous and they're selling. So wow. Again, add-ons, I love these because they're just fun stuff. We have a choose your own adventure style book. We call it Choose Your Own Path, where you can walk around in the world and you run bounties and you see how long you survive. Spoiler, Ian, it's not long. But did you ever read Choose Your Own Adventures as a kid?
I had several of them. Obviously, they were Batman themed. I had several of them.
Those were my favorite because it didn't matter if you died. You just go back to the save point and you try again. And so this is a lot of fun because I was able to write characters that come later in the story. And so if you play this, you're going to see there's a character called the Skinner who is terrifying, but he shows up later in the main story. And so when you see the Skinner having played this, knowing what he's capable of doing, and Jude St. Clair is like, sup, dude. And you're like, don't talk to him. Like, you should be running away from the Skinner. Hello. But Jude has no idea. So it's just kind of fun to get the insight. And then you have to use Path of the Pale Rider logic to survive too. So it's interesting. I put some pretty grisly deaths in there too. Yeah. Trade paperback. It's always a good staple. These will never be out of stock. You know what I mean? So again, we're going to do trades every 4 issues. So that's the collection of 1 through 4. It does have bonus material that are not in the individual issues. Like there's additional journal entries by Jude St. Clair. There's a map of the apocalypse. It has every single variant cover that we ran in the first 4 issues. And it has a portion of a script. So you can read what I wrote and you can see what I planned and then compare it to how it got played out in the comic. It's really interesting, Well,
I imagine because you probably made some changes along the way because as you know, the script is not the Bible, it's just a blueprint.
Correct. And I mean, like when it's meant to be on screen or live action or animation, there's a lot more like there's a lot more dialogue that happens,
Yeah.
right? Because it can go very quick. And we don't have room on the page for a lot of that. So there might be insight to what people are thinking. You might see how I'm describing things, like the big James chase, where what Jude is thinking and feeling. And so you'll be able to look back at the pages we did and be like, okay, yeah, they were able to accomplish that. Or, oh, that's a little insight that maybe I didn't see before. So there's good stuff in there too. Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There's a few of these that are gone.
The same pancake miniature figurine.
These are so cute. Did you see these? These are tiny little pancake dogs. Look at him. He's tiny. And now my friend Eric Borys is the professional figurine. I don't know, what do you call him? He's a specialist. That's what I'm gonna call him. But he will very often get figurines and then customize them for people. The big ones, small ones. So these were like those little animals that you get at the Tractor Supply store. And he surprised me with this one last campaign. And I was like, Eric, this is gorgeous. First of all, it's so flippin' cute. You do know that there will be a riot if we don't make more. And he was like, what? And I was like, I'm going to post it to social media and show it off. I'm like, be prepared because people are going to come for me. And he was like, they're going to come for you. What does that mean? I was like, you just wait. Oh, no, they did. And everybody wanted these. In fact, this was the very first item that was sold out. These went in, I think, 10 minutes after I launched, they were all gone. And I still get people like, oh, I should have been there at launch. I wanted one of those sad pancakes. And I was like, I don't know what to tell you, man. They went quick. So, but I usually have stuff like this that it's so cool. And, I put it in the add-on so anybody can get it. Doesn't matter what tier you're looking at. You can get one. You just got to add it on and you got to be there when we launch. So I have some handcrafted items that I make. So I don't make the cup, but I paint a ceramic mug, and it's this iconic POTPR with a skull. It's hard to see because I put the claimed over it, but there's only one every campaign, and the style of the mug will change, the color of the mug will change, and they're just a lot of fun for me. So that one's been claimed. It found a home, and I rebind books. I think we talked about this.
We did.
Yeah. We did. And so I'm rebinding. Actually, did I take it out? I took it out. I had it here this morning, but I'm working on this one right now. And so I rip off the covers. I replace the interior papers. I paint the edges. I add interior bookmarks. This one started as a soft cover, so I'll be building a hard cover and putting book cloth and designing the cover myself and putting it all together. They're gorgeous when they're done. And so again, someone claimed this pretty quickly. So
well, I can imagine. I remember when I saw you doing Jurassic Park and I saw the final product, I was like, okay, somebody's gonna buy that right away because it looks spectacular.
Thank you. Yeah. And I mean, like, they're a lot of fun. I love doing them. I'm doing a huge batch right now. One of my buddies, Christopher Brown, had a Kickstarter for his novel. He's in a whole series. They're horror novels in this world he calls Slaughterville. And so we did one it was called The Beast Within, which was a werewolf book. And now we're doing The Slasher. And it's this almost like a Jason Voorhees, but it's a girl and she has an axe and she's terrifying. So one of the tiers that he had on his campaign was, again, you could back and you could pick your book cloth and pick what color you want the logo and stuff to be. And then I build them. So I have about 7 books for him. I have The Bad Place, and then I have 4 additional books for my friends that I'm working on as well. So I'm just in heaven rebinding books right now. It's good.
I'm very happy.
You could Centify. Yeah, I don't know if people are getting this. It's fun, but you can add a scratch and sniff sticker to your cover, so you can have a scented cover. And now I know that look because that's the same look I got from one of my friends that was like, I am concerned that you are putting a scent on a zombie book.
No.
No?
But that's not what the look was for. I actually didn't
What?
know people still do scratch and sniff stickers. I didn't know they still did that.
They do. I found a place and they have like 150 cents. And so you can send them, like, they'll print your sticker and they'll scentify it. And so last campaign, I had a stretch goal where we sent out 3 scratch and sniff stickers to everybody. And they're a blast. So I was like, I found a way where it's a transparent sticker. And so
Yeah.
I can stick it on the front or the back of the cover. And then you can add a scent. And so it's not stinky. It's there. It says, the scent is called Cowboy. And it's a mix of, where'd it go? Citrus, bergamot, sea salt, and amberwood. It smells very good.
Okay,
It's a
good.
nice scent. It's not in your face. It won't make you gag. It's very subtle. But I just thought it was cool that we could scentify a cover. Why not? It's fun.
Absolutely. But yeah, that's that what my face was before. I was just I didn't know that people made the stickers anymore. So I was
Yeah.
not going like I was not gagging or anything like that because
You're-
I'm pretty
No, but
sure I know you.
some of their scents will
Yeah.
make you gag. Like I got sent everybody a barbecue sauce one, and that one was the worst. And I was like, why this one? I was like, it was so gross. But we had fun. I like sending stinky things to people because I think it's funny. So, haha.
I'm always afraid you're gonna send me one at some point. I'm very
I
afraid.
might.
I'm very afraid.
And of course, we have swag bags. So a lot of times I'll do merch for previous campaigns or I'll do merch for Comic Cons and I just have a stash of merch. So if you can't decide, what you want, you could get a swag bag and I can put a plethora of things in there. We have, I have keychains and trucker hats and t-shirts and koozies and canvas bags and I got stickers galore and I got a ton of stuff. So I think I have 2 different price points. There's a $10 one and a $25 one, just depending on what you want to do. Mhm.
Okay,
Hot sauce.
and here it is.
Yep, there it is. And so this, I blame Christopher Brown. Again, it's the same thing. Like, this is his recipe for the barbecue sauce, the Path of the Pale sauce, the one that's the brown one. And he asked permission to use Big James Bear on the label. And I was like, that's cool. Just send me 2 bottles. Like, I want one for myself and I want one for my dad. I think it's hilarious.
Yeah.
And I took a picture and I put it on social media and people were like, haha, that's great. How do I get one? And I was like, I didn't anticipate that. And so Chris and I had a conversation. I was like, do you want me to buy them from you and then I could put them on? And he's like, no. He's like, your way around a kitchen. He's like, here's the recipe. Here's where I get the bottles. Here's the, how you like. He just gave me everything, which was so gracious. And he was just like, have fun. And I think the first campaign, like people got like 6 bottles. I think I sent out 6 bottles, Ian, and then it went to 12 bottles. And then it went to, I forget how many. Last campaign I sent out, I think 40 bottles. It was like 39 or 40 bottles of hot sauce. So it's definitely been going up. But this is a great loophole because I cannot sell these from my website.
Mm-hmm.
So the way it's a loophole is that you're pledging the campaign and you're getting a free sample size of the hot sauce with your pledge. That I can do. But if you want to purchase the hot sauce from me, you have to be in Texas. So rules, people, rules, red tape. It's just how it goes.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
But
you can stock up. Like you can, if you do, I have 1, 3, and 5 boxes, that I can send you. And so if you just want green sauce, you can do a 5-pack of green sauce. That's perfectly okay. But that's the list of what flavors they are, how hot I think they are. But again, everybody's tolerance is different. I have people tell me that my sauces are delicious and not hot, and I ask them if they're okay. Are you okay? Can you, like, do you like to taste food? Because some of these are so hot you can't feel feelings, but sure.
Uh,
It's
you know,
funny.
yeah, it's funny, but it's also like, okay, what's your taste buds like? Did you die? Did you
Mhm.
kill them like
Yeah.
years ago?
Yes.
Was
Yeah.
that what happened?
Yeah. And a lot of times I'm like, are you okay? Like, someone's like, you got anything hotter? And I was like, dude, I don't think I can
Oh my
legally get anything hotter. Like, no. I was like, I
God.
went looking for Pepper X on Amazon and I can't find it. Sorry.
God. Yeah, your last one here, Reaper's Regret, the Carolina Reaper Red Pepper, is
Yeah.
the highest one. You got four,
Huh?
peppers there
Yeah.
just to get the yeah. Oh my God.
You only need like 3 drops. That's it. It's that
Yeah.
hot. At least to me it is. Like, the green sauce has some, I think it's pretty mild. You can put it on a lot of things. And again, it just depends on what season we are, because in the summertime the peppers are hotter. In the wintertime, they're a little weaker. It's just because they're shipping them in from somewhere else and they're picking them before they're really ripe. And so again, it just depends on what time of the year I'm making the batch. They could be slightly weaker or hotter. But that Carolina Reaper sauce is so stinking hot. When I make it, my kitchen smells like biological warfare. It's like a can of mace in my kitchen.
Oh,
So
oh.
it makes me cough and sneeze just putting the peppers into the blender. So it's freaking hot. Enjoy.
Yeah, you should probably do a how-to video when you make it. Yeah, put goggles
Oh,
on,
the
put a
goggles,
mask on. Yeah,
big old gloves.
yeah, exactly.
Like, what? He can't hear you over your gas mask.
God, it's like Homer Simpson and The Simpsons. Really having that really hot chili, but they had the three crazy style peppers inside. He's hallucinating like crazy. You're like, what the
Yeah,
heck?
wasn't it the chili cook-off episode?
It was. It was.
Yeah, he's like seeing the pyramids and like talking alpacas and
Exactly.
yeah, it's no guarantees for hallucinations with my sauce, okay?
Well, that's good. That's good. That's good.
Stretch goals. We love our stretch goals here at Path. It cracks me up when people get their stuff because they're like, I just backed a comic book, and they get like 16 other things that come with it. And I'm like, yeah, and you get this, and I felt like you get that, and I just threw in extra stickers because I can, and that's just how we roll. So we have 2 different kinds of stretch goals. The backer number, we're building a poker deck, and we've been building this poker deck for a few campaigns. I think again this started with issue 3.
Yeah.
And so every 50 backers we unlock another poker card. And so the cool thing about this is if you show up every campaign, you get this poker deck for free.
Ooh.
Right? Because if you're a physical backer, I'm automatically sending you the cards. So you just make sure you put them in a safe place. Because I have people like,
Yeah.
what happened to my ace of spades? And I'm like, dude, I send them to you. It's up to you to put. Like, I send them. Everybody gets them. So that GIF will show all of the ones that we have unlocked. We flipped over the Queen of Spades, which is, of course, Lola, our favorite bandita. And she is our first one for this campaign. We'll unlock at least 2. Typically we do 2. I would love to get a third one out with 150 backers. So we'll see. We're still pretty early in campaign to predict whether we'll hit that number or not, but we've been close. We've ended up in 140 in the last 2 campaigns. So
Well,
we could get there. Yeah.
Yeah.
The previous poker cards are all in the add-ons as well. So if you're just finding us now and you want to get caught up on the poker deck, they're super cheap. There's no added shipping. You can just throw them on and I'll put them in your bag and board so you can start building your poker deck. My goal is that everybody can have a full deck by the time we're done. No matter if you found us on issue 3 or issue 12, or it doesn't matter. You'll be able to get the deck. And then we have dollar stretch goals. So this is the one that we're zeroing in on right now. When we hit 5,000, I love this one because everybody freaking wins. It's 15 more comics for everybody to read, and they're digital. So the digital backers and the physical backers can get this one. I love sending poker cards, but if you're a digital backer, unfortunately, you don't get those, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we love all of our backers, including digital backers. Unfortunately, I don't ship internationally. If you are in Canada, if you contact me, I will ship to you. I have to weigh all your stuff. So I don't want to overcharge you for shipping, but I also can't afford to not charge enough because it's like $25 to ship anything to Canada these days. And it's just expensive. So this I love. This is a whole gamut of, you can get dragons, you can get horror, you can get more zombies. Gosh, we have Irish superheroes. We have orphan kids like X-Men. There's a ton of good stuff in here, you guys. And so you might find your next favorite read here. So these are all indie creators. I love every single one of them. And so you would not be you would benefit from reading these as well, is what I'm trying to say. If you're into whatever fandom, go check them out. They're all really good.
Absolutely. And I know a couple of the creators from that pair as well, that Dick.
Yeah.
So they were good storytellers, and they've been on the show a couple of times, and yeah,
Cool.
I would recommend it.
Yeah. And you just automatically get this. So
Yeah.
the more people that come along and participate in the campaign, you just get more free stuff. Why not?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Scratch and sniff stickers. This is our puppy sad pancake again. So if you missed out on the figurine, don't worry. We will most likely unlock this as well. And so everybody will get a scratch and sniff sticker of sad pancake, and it will smell like maple syrup.
All right.
Yeah. The slice and dice event. We love our shenanigans here at Path of the Pale Rider. And I started doing this again. I don't know what it was about issue 3. That's kind of like where everything started. And this is, I don't want to say group murder, but yeah. We all participate in murdering a fruit or a vegetable, because I'll put out a survey to the backers and you vote on naming this thing. We've had Jack the Ripper and Penelope Pineappleton, and we've named things after Game of Thrones characters. We've named things after comic book characters. And then you vote on a weapon of destruction. And then on my podcast, The Tuesday Morning Brew, I will announce when I go to murder this fruit or vegetable, and you can watch me, kill said fruit or vegetable with whatever weapon. Last one, we killed watermelon. It was named Red Rush. And we killed it with a bat saw, which was a wooden bat with a circular saw attached to it. So that's kind of how we roll. It's fun. It's a smashing good time. This one I'm super excited about too. It's a pack of gummies. So there's a family-owned business here in Texas that I love. They're called the Candy Crypt, and they do custom candy for people. And so they're going to put together like a fun-size pack of zombie-related gummies. So it'll have an eyeball, a brain, a set of teeth, and some gummy bears for Big James.
Well.
Isn't that crazy? Hey, man, when your readers, your backers are foodies, you make your stretch goals edible. That's it.
Yeah.
Cool magnet for your ice chest. We can put some meat by your ice chest. Yeah. That's how we roll.
Oh, my word.
Got some beautiful art. I love going to cons and meeting artists and getting new versions of my characters. And again, I don't know what it is about Big James, Sad Pancake, and Lola. People love these characters. And so I had an artist out here named Stephanie Rivero that I met, and I commissioned her to do a Lola Rodriguez sketch. And so there she is. I will send everybody a 4x6 print of this. Shall we meet that stretch goal? the next one's super cool too. Zombies coffee. And now this is coffee beans that are roasted by me because I do that. So I will send you this mini little packet of beans that I roasted that you can grind and have a cup of coffee with me. Show up to the Tuesday morning brew on Tuesday and drink your cup of coffee with me, because that's what I'm doing is I'm drinking coffee and talking about comics. So I just thought it was fun. One of my one of my fans that is on my show in the chat every week, her name is Lou Pons. She came up with the name Zombeans, not me, because she's that amazing. So I just ran with it.
It's a great name.
It's a good name. It's for when you're feeling dead and you need a little pick me up. You drink some Zombies.
There's your tagline right there.
Exactly.
Your advertising line right there.
And now I don't know if we'll get to 10. We've never gotten to 10, but I always throw this out here that I have written an 8-page short story of just Big James Bear destruction. And I will put 2 pages of it in this upcoming comic should we get to 10,000. I have an artist in mind for this. And I would love to share this with you guys. Just Big James destruction in 8 pages. So if you get a sneak peek. Well, no, we'll see. You never know.
Yeah.
And then here's some of the collaboration I was talking about. So the metal card, if you back Path and Immortal Era. If you guys aren't familiar with Immortal Era, it's like, I couldn't believe it. I thought I was the only one that had thought of like, what if death broke, you know? But no, Edward Davis is writing the same thing from a different perspective. So in his world, death is broken. People don't die. You can dismember them, but they age. It's interesting. But it's more of like a sci-fi, like there's robots and mythology and witches. And so it's just a different take. But I feel like he and I have stumbled upon the 2 worst ways to become immortal. And
I would say so.
Yeah. So, I mean, I highly recommend his series. I'm reading it myself and I'm sucked into the story. And so you can back Path, you can back Immortal Era, you can just get issue 1. He has ketchup tears, he's got all the things. And as long as it's both physical, then we can mail you one of those metal 2-sided cards, which is cool. The other campaign that I am collaborating with is called Produce Cats. Ian, it is literally a campaign of cats drawn as fruits and vegetables. And it's like magnets and stickers and t-shirts and keychains, and it's super cute stuff. And so the people that are like really into Sad Pancake and Big James, go over and check out Produce Cats. You'll love it. So same thing. We'll give you free stuff. We got stickers. I have a dinosaur chicken nugget sticker, and Sarah White is her name. She's a great creator. She also does comics, just so you're aware, but this is just merch that she does on the side as well. And she has this avocado cat that we named Gary. As you can see, we have a sense of humor. We can't. We're too silly. So you can get stickers. She has all sorts of merch that she would love to send you, and it's all cat related. So if you're fans of, I don't know, I think like my readers are primed for that because they love my world, but they love the animals in it, and we all have a dark sense of humor about it all. So it's like, go check out her Produce Cats. They're fun. And then of course, if you back all 3, you get all the things. And these are free, so why not?
Yeah.
Links there. Oh gosh, there's so much on this campaign.
You put a lot in it.
I know. And I was just like, maybe I should scale back next time.
No. You're not gonna do that. You're not gonna do that.
I won't. I can't. I'm having too much fun.
As you should.
Yeah. So on the back cover of every comic, there is a riddle. And I mean every comic. So you can interact with Path of the Pale Rider like it's real. So you're going to find hidden websites, and you're going to find phone numbers that work and hidden videos on YouTube. There's one that if you answer it correctly, something shows up in your mailbox from a character. This is really cool. And you get like the people that are solving the riddles have more insight about what's coming because I'm hinting at it. So if you want to know the behind the scenes, solve the riddles, man. You'll learn something. It's cool. I have fun with these. So
Anyway,
and then I was doing short films for a while. I just don't have the freaking time right now. I still plan on doing more of these. And these are fan interactive as well. And so like the second one is one of my favorites because I dressed up as a reporter and I interviewed the fans. And I was just like, what do you think broke death? And they were allowed to say whatever they wanted. And so it was really interesting to hear that early in the story, like what people think broke death. And it's super funny. Like people say ridiculous stuff and they phoned in, interviews. And so you're going to see a ton of people that we know as creators that are in this video as well. And then if you stick around to the end of that, you can watch me get run over by a car. It's cool. Yeah. Remember, I do stunts, so it's good.
Yeah.
I'm still alive. It's okay.
Obviously, you're still alive.
Right.
Thank you. Thank God.
These are fun to just kind of, again, explore more of the world. The story is told from Jude St. Clair's point of view. So you're getting his perspective. And we might not have time in his story to focus on some of the other aspects of the world. Like when the undead start becoming the majority and they start fighting back, what does that look like? What does it look like for a family? The last one that we did is called A Day in the Life. And it's a nuclear family, mom, dad, 2 kids. The father dies in the very first part of, the film. And it's like how they go through that, like how he starts losing his memory and getting lost. And he becomes, he sundowns. So at night, he turns into something different. And they're having problems because the house was in his name and the bank wants to kick him out. And where do they all go? And there's just a lot of issues that, come of a family member passing and still being animated in the house. What do you do with them? And they stink. So it's just, again, they're fun and they're just meant to like enrich the world. And again, if you want to be a part of these, you can be. The end of this one is fabulous because I zombified about 40 people using photo filters. And so there's a zombie parade in the credits. And I made up like little stories about how they were collected by the police and why. So it was a ton of fun. It was a ton of fun. I need to do another one. I really do. So
yeah.
Last but not least is the team. There's I with the bat saw.
Oh my God. Wow.
It is awesome. I had a blast. But if you want to read about, like where I started, the things that influenced me and the other projects I work on, it's there. But don't read about me and read about my team. You know what I mean? Gilbert Perez, look at his shirt, man. It's Spider-Man. It's so cool. He's a Ninja Turtles mega fan. He's worked on multiple things. He's done art for the Miles Morales series. Just an incredible artist, very active. Matt Chambers, also very active, huge anime fan. So talented and has his name on a crap ton of books as a colorist. He's an incredible artist in his own right as well. In fact, I have some of his art as stretch goals in previous campaigns. So these guys are super talented, and again, I wouldn't be here without these 3. I love them dearly. And there's Rachel Bullock, who is my editor, and she's been with us since issue number 1. And she just has such faith in the project. She just can see, where it's going. And a lot of times I lean on Rachel when I'm doing stuff like this and I feel like I've been beat up one side and down the other. And I'm like, I should quit. And she's like, shut up, Laurie, you're not quitting. We all go through it, right?
Yeah, we all have it. Every creator has gone through it. Whether you're a writer or an artist, you've gone through it. I've gone through it. Almost everyone in the industry has gone through it. We're like, oh god, I really want to quit. But then
Yeah.
something or someone tells you, no, keep going.
Right. And she's the one that's like, you made a mistake here and on this page and go fix it. And you misspelled this and there's no
Yeah, like
comma
it, like
there. And God, I
yeah,
would be,
like every editor that ever lived.
yeah. Like she keeps us polished. We'll just say that much. Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure. That's pretty much it. The rest of it is just nickel, the same old you get. It's a fund
yeah,
allocation,
yeah.
shipping, no AI. And again, if you, oh, hello, Backer 84, we love you.
Told you what happened. I told
Thank
you what
you.
happened in this podcast.
Thank you. But again, if you are an international backer, you can get the trade paperbacks from ASAP Imagination website. If you're a Canadian backer, just reach out to me. Like I said, I'll put together a tier just for you with your name on it. And I weigh all the items that are going to go into it so we have an accurate shipping. Because again, I don't want to overcharge you and I can't afford to undercharge you, but it's like $25. Be prepared for $25 shipping. So, but I'll do it. Just kind of let me know.
Yeah. It's totally worth it in the end, folks. It's totally worth it.
Gosh,
Laurie, yeah.
I know it's a lot. It's a lot, but you can see that I'm passionate about it. I love what I do.
You should be. You should be. You should be.
And I know you're passionate about your series as well. Ian was gracious enough to let me read, what is it, 1, 2, and 3 of Codename Hunter. Codename Hunter?
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Codename
right.
Hunter, which is a cool name, man. When you sent it to me, I was like, that's a kick-ass name. And then I had a blast reading it. So you get it. You understand the work that goes in. Obviously, you write and you do the art. God bless you to be able to do that, man. I'm jealous. But
It's not easy. It's not easy.
It's not. Well, it's you putting in all the time. And so, yeah, it's nice not to have to rely on somebody, but it's also the pressure that if you're not doing it, it's not getting done.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, this is an incredible amount of work, but we're having fun. So we're not stopping.
No. And that's another thing, that we also need to talk about for a second here.
Yeah.
About the whole stopping thing, because I don't stop because I'm afraid I'll never get started again.
There's that too.
That's part of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
The second part is, what am I teaching other people, that wants to be like us, if we quit? We just cut and run, because things didn't work out the way we planned, when we were younger. There was a point in my life, when I was way younger in college, where I wanted to be, part of the DC people, one of the Marvel people. But, you get the number of rejection letters after that, for those big companies.
Shit, man, they don't even answer me.
Yeah, exactly.
They're just like, get away, kid. You bothered me.
Yeah, so it's really hard to get your foot in your door there. But
yeah,
at some point, you're like, you know what? I can't want to create my own stuff.
Yeah, I'm going to do it myself.
Yeah.
And there is an audience out there for everyone. And that's one of the reasons why I love comics. This is a medium where we can tackle the most traumatic, the deepest psychological existentialism and, thought experiments. But we can also just give you a comic about pigs.
Yes.
And bunnies and superheroes. And I mean, like anything. This medium will tackle any and every subject. And that's so great. And it's any age grade, any group. You know what I mean? Like we have stuff for kids and there's stuff for adults and there's young adult, and comics is great.
Yeah, it is. And in fact, at some point, I'm going to be, working on another character, a kid-related one, but I'm going to do a graphic novel on that. So hopefully that comes out, hopefully next year. But I got to write that, because it's too good of an idea. It's too good of an idea.
You got to get it out somehow, man. It's like, and they live in your mind. Like I can tell when you sent me your series, I was like, oh, he's been playing this out in his mind for a long time. I could tell, Yeah. And so it's like, you got to get it out. You got to get it out there. And people, like, I had a blast reading your issue. It's like playing as a movie in my head. And so, I have that same thought as well. It's like this plays as a movie in my head. And if I enjoy it, someone else who likes the same things as I do will enjoy it too. Same thing like
Yeah.
your series. I was like, I absolutely I can see the influences on this, and I love all of those things. And I had a blast. So it's like, get it out there because there's people out there that will read it and enjoy it. So if you're a comic book creator and you've been deciding whether you want to do this or not, do some research and then fricking do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
And do it now because
Before the world explodes. Sure.
yeah.
We'll
Or
go with
turns into apocalypse. Or turns into apocalypse like this. But yeah, because time is not guaranteed, folks. It really isn't. And
Correct.
that's time you'll never get back.
Right. There's no day like today. Today's the day. Get to work. You'll see me. I post that all the time, and I'm always laughing when I do it, but I'm like, hey, indie comic creator, get to work.
I gotta put that on a t-shirt.
It's mostly for myself when I'm like playing games on my phone, and I'm like, what am I doing? Like, get to work, Laurie. And I'm like, all right, everybody else get back to work too.
Well, if I ever do put on a t-shirt, I'm gonna send it to you, Laurie. I'm gonna send it to you.
I love it. I need a shirt like that. And I have a feeling I'm going to be sending you a coffee mug that says I drink the tears of my readers and what's coming in your future books.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love that.
How dare you? You leave him alone. No, you can't leave him alone. You got to torture the characters.
Exactly. Well, Laurie, I can't thank enough for coming on to talk to us about Path of the Pale Rider. Issues 1 through 7 is on Kickstarter at the link below.
Ooh, $30. We unlock the next stretch goal. Woo! Let's go.
Let's get that done.
Yeah. I'm going to go post about it after we get off the show and be like, hey, check it out. So,
yeah.
Super cool.
Well, folks, I think that's going to be it for us tonight. Thank you for tuning in. And always hit the like button to subscribe to my channel. And always remember, I'm Ian Miller, and this has been Triple Threat Comics YouTube channel. Have a good night.